I was just looking at my notes here. Because I did a post the other day about the importance of documentation. This goes back to some of the things that we're talking about here. And that drew some interesting comments from people. And one guy shared his story on there. It was really good of him to be so transparent about the hassle he had. But documentation, I mean, we're old school. If it's not written down, it didn't happen, as far as the court's concerned.
Still say that to this day. Yeah. Still say it.
Yeah. Documentation is the most important thing, without a doubt, because I'm nearly 62. I can't remember what I did yesterday morning. So someone comes up to me and says, "Mark, you had this training course 6 months ago." I'm screwed, mate. I need the files. Come get me the paperwork.
I think you do well 6 months, man. I can't remember 3 months. I mind 6.
But I had a case. I was in where was I? Shropshire. I was in Shropshire, staying in a hotel up there doing a course. I've just finished a course now. I remember because I'd run a nice hot bath. Because normally I have showers, so I shower every day. But they had this big bath along there, a nice hot bath, so red hot. I was just about to get in it, and the phone went. So I thought, oh, blimey. So I answered the phone, and it was a lawyer sister's phone.
Okay.
And they'd engaged this barrister who was in this case. And long story short, someone had struck someone who I think had died. They were trained by a company. So they went to this company, then they went to the trainer that trained that company, and then they were going to me as the master trainer because I'd trained the trainer. And they were saying, "Have you got the documentation to prove what you did?" I went, "Yeah, absolutely." I said, "I can press a button." I said, "You'd have it in seconds." I said, "Do you want me to send it to you after I've had the bath?" He went, "No, I know you've got it." And I went, "Why don't you want it?" He said, "Well, the issue's obviously not with you." He said, if you're that confident you've got it, he said, "I know you have it.
Right.
We'll go back down." And they had problems with the other two who didn't have documentation. But I always remember this barrister saying, because we were told years ago when I was doing my expert witness training, keep your documentation for 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah. This barrister said, he said, "I'll give you a tip now." He said, "Keep it for 10. Because if you've got a serious case, they're going to go back 10 years. But it's so important. Like I can't, overestimate the importance of good documentation.
Well, let's look at even as straightforward as you say a solicitor instructs us. Yeah, we get the instruction. Let's be honest, we've all got our own templates, haven't we? And there's a list of documentation forms, etc., etc. We are saying to them, this is what you need to be seeing. Yeah, things I'm going to ask for, you're going to ask for. It doesn't matter what the language is. We're going to look at approved codes of practice, the job spec, training manuals, staff training records, course lesson plans, course assessments, summative, formative, assessments, sorry, because I'm doing it again. Yeah, trainer CPD, risk assessments, attendance and training records. That's just a snapshot of some of the things we're asking for, aren't we, around documentation? Yeah. And it won't surprise you when I say often the first response I get back from solicitors once they initiate that is either A, they haven't got it, or B, they refuse to send it to me. No, you need to go back. Trust me.
How many times have you had this? Because I wish I had a pound for every time I had it. Who did the risk assessment? Yeah.
Oh, go on, you go. I'm laughing. Sorry.
And you go, who did this? They go, "Oh, that member of staff." What training have you had in risk assessment? No, they just give me the document, and told me to get on with it. I mean, risk assessments have to be suitable and sufficient. Which means being done by a suitably qualified and or competent person and done to a sufficient standard. It should involve cooperation and consultation with other members of staff and all sorts of things. And you get some poor member of staff sat there with a pen, fill it out. All right.
Unfortunately, the fact that he's a good chap or she's a good lady doesn't cut it, unfortunately, does it? Really?
We're going